All right, guys. So our guest today, he started rapping at 8 years old, dropped his first album in 2018, released 31 albums, independent entrepreneur and pioneer of the offer-based platform. Today's guest, LaRussell.
Yeah.
Let's get it. I was nervous because that's LaRussell. That's why I stuttered, but we'll let it go. I'm going to start with like a little question and then we'll get into some deeper shit.
Come on.
So siblings, I've read about you, looked at every podcast in here. I seen you had a 9-year-old daughter, which I want to respect that. But siblings, you got brothers, sisters, your parents still married?
3 sisters. Okay. Yep, I'm the only boy and the youngest.
Do you think that's what makes you as emotionally intelligent as you are? Or helps?
Kinda and no, because my sisters is like niggas. Like, okay. Like my mom is like, you know, like my mom got married in a soup top. You know, I got like a feminine but masculine family. Like all the women in our family is like, we all just like niggas, you know? Yeah. So I don't know if that's where it came from.
Yeah. So you didn't grow up with a bunch of crying sisters, is what you're saying?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
That's pretty wild. So 3 sisters, are your parents still married?
They in like a new transition in their life, in their journey.
Just chasing happiness.
Exactly.
Where do you fall with your sisters? Youngest, oldest, middle?
I'm the youngest.
Youngest, you're the baby.
Youngest and the only boy.
That's so cool. Are any of your siblings musicians?
No. My sister Sal, though, how I started rapping was with her. She was like the first person to like come in the room and rap over a beat. And I was like, oh, that's hard. And we started kind of rapping together as kids. Like I remember we went in the kitchen with my mom and my cousin and like rapped some verses we wrote. So she was rapping early, but not as like, I want to be a rapper. I think just to rap.
Yeah, that's neat. Wow. That's cool.
We were watching your content, having people around you versus having the right people around you. Did you have to cut off anybody that was close to you, family? Like, how does that work as you're progressing as an artist?
Yes. I don't even like the term cut off, but I've definitely had to separate from people that are extremely dear to me. Yeah. And I continue to. You know, every year, this year was a huge transition. I had to separate from a lot of people who I began with, kind of like just slowly over the years. You know, I started with a certain circle in inception, and I'm almost to a point where I have a completely new circle. And that's like a traumatic process as a human, just going through all these experiences and making it and cultivating it start to make you feel a way about yourself. Like, did I make it and become successful and change? But it's like, yes, as you're supposed to, right? As you go, you're supposed to grow and change. And just like remembering, you know, if you had one teacher all throughout school, you might be remedial a little bit, you know?
What's that word mean? Remedial. What does remedial mean?
Like content?
Like if you go through all school with the same teacher, you probably have a learning problem. Yeah. You feel me? So it's like remembering that throughout life, like all of your friends and associates and the people, the community you have is all your teachers. And you're not supposed to have the same teachers throughout your entire journey. It's supposed to change. So I've had to embrace that. But yeah, I've had to separate from people very dear to me just throughout this entire process.
And so I'm a business owner and I had like family involved when I started, and I'm in a process of like getting, I also like the idea of not using the word cut off, but separating myself from people that could possibly hold me back. Do you get like a heartbreak from it? Cause I know recently I'd be driving home like, man, I just want to talk to somebody, but I'm like, fuck, what do? I don't want to fuck up 20 minutes.
I was like really sad, especially at the top of this year of like going through that one of those final separations. Like, you know, I spent some days just in my room because it was like such a hard thing to kind of like fathom and swallow and still have to show up and work through. Yeah. You know, when you're an artist and you're successful and you still doing interviews and you still working, people still want to see you. So you still have to smile. Though you may not want to smile, you still have to smile. You still got to show up. So it's definitely like, it's heartbreaking, but it's also, it's like strengthening, you know, every time you get a wound, your skin grows back stronger in that place, you know? So it's like, it's necessary. You really have to go through it to just improve and get yourself better. Like working out is literally your muscles like breaking over and over to improve his strength.
That's facts. So we just let go of somebody that was with me for 8 years, and it's tough, man. I sat outside and I didn't know whether to cry to like I don't know. My mind was lost. The next day I woke up, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
But like you said, if it grows over you, you know, you get a little bit stronger.
And kind of what you said, where you start reflecting into yourself, like, wait, have I changed? Like, am I trying to act like I'm better than? That's like a real thing. Like, because I've dealt with that where it's like you're around the same people for so many years and you are the same person for so long. And then when you start elevating and you're just kind of like, oh no, like you don't want to feel like, oh, I'm disconnecting because I'm better than. We're just in different places in our life.
You're
in our
growing
journey.
apart. And I think that's okay because you know, I had a realization that some people were only beneficial to me when I was at my worst. So it's like,
it's deep.
You know, it's like as you grow and you become a different person, you need different things out of life. You need different things for yourself. And it's like some people are applicable when you're running away from life and you need an escape and you need someone to go to the club with you and you need someone to get drunk and you need someone to roll up weed with you, you know, but as you elevate into a different period, you need different people for different things and they may not have those skills or assets or abilities, you know, they're not trying to grow in that same direction. So it's a necessity. It's a necessity in life.
My question is, how the fuck did you get your vocabulary so well?
Books,
bro.
Books.
What's your favorite books? What's your top books? I seen
Inner Engineering by Sadhguru, Karma by Sadhguru, 1 Million Thoughts by Swami.
I'm gonna have to write these down later because I'm super interested.
Yeah. Books though. I think that's really the way. And just I be listening to, I used to like every morning listen to like Steve Jobs speeches and Tim Cook and a bunch of like the leaders of the generation who created and cultivated shit. I would just listen to their speeches in the morning.
Every single morning?
Yeah, I used to go, it used to be this trail. I used to go walk. And on my way there, I just listened to speeches and just kind of.
And that's how you get your words so impeccable.
Yeah.
So, hey, you're getting a hold. Hey,
impeccable.
Hold on.
Talk to me.
Hold on. That was my question because I did hear 4 agreements. I just finished it. Loved it. Okay. Yeah. I literally want to live my life by these 4 agreements. And when he just used my word, I literally made him listen to it.
She holds me accountable. She's like, that's not impeccable.
I was like, this was a while ago. I was like, you need to at least listen to the first one. Let's start with the first one. So that's like my favorite word right now. So my question for you, that was one of my questions with that is, so with the 4 agreements, like how often, like, are those constantly in the back of your mind? Or is there one that you hold the most dear, like being impeccable with your word and realizing how that affects yourself and other people with your word or any of the other agreements? It's a deep, it's real, like it's one thing to read them, but to be them.
It doesn't really like live in the back of my mind, but it's like within my psyche, like everything that I kind of read and ingest kind of just lives within my system. And you don't notice it until you try to do something that you used to do that you can no longer do because you're not there no more. And you're like, damn, why it make me feel, you know? And it'd be like your growth kind of living within you, though it's not in your mind and in your subconscious. It's just like it becomes interwoven. Like everything you ingest becomes a part of you, right? Everything you eat, your body is made up of everything that you consume throughout life. So that's even the material that you read and the things you hear, it all makes up who you are. And that's kind of what like just lives in me.
That's interesting.
I love that.
So sometimes I'll be listening to stuff and I feel like, I got to rewind it or re-listen to it because I don't understand it. But there's another part of my head that says, just keep that shit on. And then my mind will just adapt to what I'm listening to.
Some things you're not going to understand at the time of inception. Something has to happen for you to get it. And then it'll be like,
Explain that. So I would learn it and then live something that says, oh shit, I should be doing this. And then,
or you'll remember of what you read back.
Sometimes you ever like, you're a kid, say you're a kid and someone's like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yeah.
You just a kid, like, whatever the fuck that means. Yeah. And then you grow up and you start growing a business with friends and you try to put them in positions and you're like, man, here, if you do this, you're going to eat with me. And then you give them all these opportunities and platforms and things and they're still not eating. And you're like,
that's what that meant. Like, that's where it clicks in your head and you're like, that's what my mom and dad was talking about.
Oh, you don't get it upon inception, but as you go through life, it starts to click.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
So we all chase our dreams and our passions for the sake of money at first, or to have a better life. What is money? What position do you hold money in your career and in your life and as your person?
To me, money is liberation. I'm able to do this because I can afford to. I'm able to improve myself in a way some of my peers can't because I can afford to.
Got it.
I live in a compound to where my entire business is ran from this compound because I can afford to. So for me, money is a means to liberation. You know, there's several forms of liberation. There's financial liberation, there's spiritual liberation, mental liberation. So money access is one of those that makes it easier to access the others. Like, you ever notice some people that are like really, really spiritually connected, or you just feel them, you're like, man, the energy and shit. And it's like, well, yeah, they're rich too. Yeah. So, you know, they have a bit more time and ability to cultivate those things. Not just saying it can't be cultivated when you're not rich, but when you're rich, you have a different level of freedom. Like, I don't have anything I have to do when I wake up.
Yeah.
Because I have money.
Yeah.
When you don't have money, you better get your ass up and do something. There's something you gotta do.
Yeah.
You know?
Facts.
So money is a form of liberation for me.
Have you ever heard of Eckhart Tolle?
Yeah. Of course.
So something that I struggled with after I read his book, A New Earth, is things.
That's
right?
a great book.
It's an amazing book. I literally, if I had $1 for every time I bring him up to anybody, there I'd be, I guess, sitting here still. But anyways, so that's something that I struggled with, like materialistic items, right? Where when I watched it, I was like, get rid of everything. I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing. I don't want anything. And I was very confused because I'm like, Oprah's such an Eckhart Tolle fan, right? And so I'm like, but she has like a lot of things. Like, can you have both of those things, you know? And then I just learned that money can't make who you are. As long if you can't attach yourself to the things, or if you're not attached to the things, then it's okay. Like if I don't have any of this, all of this goes away right now. It doesn't change who I am as a person. So I respect everything that you're saying.
Exactly. It's an old saying, as you know, make that money, don't let that money make you.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you don't get when you're younger, and then you get older, and it's like, because money can really alter your character and your state of being, and that's when you plan in treacherous waters. You know, like if you feel different when you're in a different car or a different house than you should,
that's my oldest daughter right there.
And it's starting to play something on you that it's like uncharted territory. It starts to alter who you are.
Yeah. That's wild.
And we don't want that.
Yeah. What was that saying? What was that saying your dad said? Like if
it's a problem that can be solved with money, then it's not a problem.
Facts.
That's deep. Pops got the game.
Too bad he's dead.
Yeah.
That's our dark humor. But he died, but it's fine. Next question.
All right, so
you know, some of the greatest game come from the grave.
That's true. That's facts. So in your music or in a song, you say music to me is like a journal. If I love it, I put it out. Is that a reason why you linked with Russ? Because he's very similar in that aspect, or is that just who you are?
No, I linked with Russ because he was like one of the first people to tap in and be like, how can I help? What do you need?
That's dope.
Yeah. And it was just like, we just resonated as like, oh, I've seen what he's been building. And that was the same thing that I was after. And he was just early to be supportive in a way that was beyond talking.
Yeah. That's so dope.
Yeah, because there's a lot of similarities there. So I was really curious about that, because that's something that we really like about Russ is like every day it feels like you got a new song that you can listen to and you don't have to wait. And I love that. And then when we were really digging into your stuff, I'm like, his mind frame is very similar. So I'm like, I wonder if that, that is where you
Do y'all ever feel like y'all get too much music, or are you burdened by the fact that you have too much music?
No, I love it so much.
No. I was just having a long conversation last night with G-Eazy, and he was like, man, you got to really get a hit and just work it for a few months. And I was telling him like, nah, I'm going to flood this shit, because I feel like if I give you something great and then tomorrow I give you something great and then the next day I give you something great, I feel like you like me more than me giving you one great thing and you just keep on seeing it over and over and over. I feel like both methods lead kind of to the same place, but they're different routes. I'm somebody who I like different shit. I like grapes, I like blueberries, I like strawberry, I like all that. I don't want to just eat grapes for a month, even though they're the greatest grapes in the world.
Yeah, well, I think flooding is best. I think volume is key, especially in the music industry, because it's so saturated. With a click of a button, it's uploaded, right? So I think you and like Russ, there's a couple other that just drop consistently, is so amazing, because you might be rapping about some shit you're going through yesterday that I would feel in a week or two, maybe going through the same shit versus 3 or 4 months delay. You know what I mean?
And if I like a song and I hear a song, I'm going to put it on my playlist. I'm going to listen to it as much as I want to. And then there's going to be more. And, you fuck with one song, you're going to keep wanting to fuck with other songs, I always look forward to going to like Russ's page on because he pushes the song. He'll push it for a while, and you get stuck on that song. And then he's got another one. If you fuck with him, you fuck with him.
Well, this ain't Russ. This is LaRussell.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is,
come on, man. Put LaRussell on your motherfucking playlist. No. Let's go. Shit. We ain't here to talk about Russ. She wrote that question, by the way. God damn.
I'm not like a big rap head. Like, I really am not. But if I hear somebody that I really like it. I really do genuinely like your music. Fire. And I'm a big Russ fan. Yeah. So when I did not know you guys were even associated. So once I really dug and I saw, I was like, this is why
this makes all the sense.
It made sense to me, because there's some similarities there.
And then you hit him and you were like, babe, you know how we can get Russell on the podcast?
No,
maybe.
No, I swear. It was not until after the fact
like,
that you
that's
were already.
The plan.
It was not.
Ask her a song from you.
No.
Ask her.
If you don't like me,
ask her.
He ain't himself.
Messy.
Name one song from LaRussell.
I just said it.
What is it?
I don't know what it's called, but if he don't like me, he ain't himself.
Don't need no money, they need help.
I'm pretty sure if I dig our drafts on TikTok, there is a dance that we did to that song, but I don't think we ever posted it.
So can you name a song from Russ?
Okay, yes. I could do 5. Isn't that what the song says?
That's rude. That's rude to the song.
No, it's not.
It was part of the song.
You should be a fan of who you're a fan of. That's a beautiful
And I am a fan of you. I'm just newer because I didn't know a lot about you. So I'm a new fan.
And I
That's
really,
allowed, right?
I've been, I really get a lot of fans now through like so many different means. Some people don't know the music. They just know LaRussell.
Yeah.
And that was like my focal on building. It was always bigger than the music. It was about building me as a brand. So when 100. I meet people who don't know the music or aren't fans, I'm not offended by it. It's like, thank you. Yeah. I'm a multi-functional being. I'm not just an artist who makes songs.
My truth is I have heard a lot of your songs and I fuck with it. When I started really digging into your page, the Good Company, right?
Yeah.
Good? Okay. When I started digging into like your clips and stuff, that's when I was like,
fire.
This is it. Like what you say clicks, what you're about clicks, like all of that. So it's really you as a person that I think it is branded.
And what got me on you is that the whelp on TikTok. I was scrolling through, we were out of town, and I just liked your vibe, bro. Your vibe was sick. I was like, oh shit, I gotta follow. Your vibe was dope.
I love it.
I know this is kind of all leading to like yourself, and so if it's too much, you can always say next. You grow up.
No.
Yeah. No, okay, next. Take us that. So you get, this kind of leads all to like self stuff, but you grow up being told you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. What was the moment for you where you started like undressing? Where you took down the mask and you're like, well, I don't want to be what I've been told that I am. I want to be who I am.
I had a situation that I can't really speak on too deeply. During a more impressionable phase of my journey where I was really just maneuvering in an energy that didn't resonate well with my soul. And I would do certain shit that really didn't feel good for me. Like, regardless of how I'm received from doing it and whatever praise, it didn't feel great to be in that space and in that mindset and in that energy, because it just wasn't my natural state. Like, I'm always smiling because that's really like, it's a natural state for me. It comes really, really now. I don't really have to force it unless I'm tired. But, you know, that's natural for me. So I think just throughout time of like, you can only act so long. You know, eventually it's like that shit wears off and the slate closes and the movie closes, and it's like you don't really get to thrive in the state of acting. People don't get to meet you as your pure self, and you don't really get to experience love and light and compassion in the way that you would as yourself. You know, like everybody who encounters you sees you as someone you're not. So no 100%. One's really encountering you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And do you find it hard in the industry to like keep the ego down as much as possible when you're surrounded by so much of it?
Not really. The industry kind of gives me more amp to be myself, because I see how miserable or uncreative everyone else is. Like, when we go in rooms and spaces, we alter it. Like, people feel different with us in the building, you know, because of the energy we have and just how childish we are, you know, moving around. Like, so it really kind of, it makes it easier because I am the anomaly and I can see the difference of me being in the space. Like,
changing it a little bit.
Well,
completely.
I think more people resonate to realness versus that guard over people. I think the industry has that quite a bit, though. You know,
it's like, it's celebrity.
Yeah.
You know, it's like more people resonate to the regular person, but we consume a false reality the most. You know, like the movies that do the most money is the shit that you never can do in your real life.
Yeah.
The songs that do the most money is like the shit that is unreal. You know, we don't all ride in Lamborghinis and do you know, like that shit be unreal.
And let's be real, Lamborghini's uncomfortable as fuck.
What do you drive?
I don't even have a car.
No.
I don't even have a car.
That's better though.
I don't even drive, really, honestly. Unless I gotta I seldomly drive. If I gotta take my daughter to school or pick her, and even picking her up, I walk. You know,
really?
But I seldom I drive, and I don't have I drive my mama car if I do need to drive.
So how do you get so humble? Awesome. How you stay so humble?
Shit, I don't know. I just don't have a deep desire for shit I don't desire.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not that like super humble, because it's like when I do go somewhere, it's probably a black truck.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just like, I don't really desire to have a car or spend my money in that fashion. So it just, you know, and I don't know. I'm a regular nigga. Like, you know, I really earned what I have. So it's hard to just.
So if you had $100,000 that you had to spend today on yourself, what would you buy?
If I had $100,000 I had to spend on myself
today.
Shit. I would probably pay for ads, seeding.
Did you say ads?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's dope.
Ads.
Not ass, ads.
No, yeah.
I was like, ass and get out of it cheaper than get.
Fine ass.
Some marketing
for
shit. $100,000 ads, yeah. Yeah. I would probably invest it in my company.
That's
Smart.
a good answer.
Smart.
Yeah.
Great answer.
That's really smart. She's been a bop before. You know what a bop is?
Of course.
I learned
She's
that.
popular.
Yeah.
So she's pretty big on TikTok.
All my kids got different daddies.
They all say bop. She's a bop. Was a bop. So she said
I capitalize on that, by the way. If I post anything about having different baby daddies, it hits.
I was just working on.
Use it or lose it.
Yeah. I've learned across my journey. They all got better. Kind of.
Beautiful.
I was just working on some merch that says Bop Patrol. You know, like Paw Patrol, but Bop Patrol.
Do what we got to do.
Patrol.
I shouldn't have told you because you got the game on the merch, obviously. But she said every time she would go on a date, she would always ask the dude she was on a date with, what would your ex say about you? So curious. What would your ex say about you?
You would have to ask them. I have no idea what they would say.
Have you had that?
Well, I don't know if
response?
they ever answered that, honestly. So, but they could say, "Well, like I never paid for shit. Like I learned myself."
So outside of the professional career of Good Company, your music, not professional life, just your at home life. What drives you, or do you just work constantly?
My everyday life and my professional life are like one and the same. I said, I'm not really an actor, so I show up everywhere as myself. Like the version of me you meet right now, the same version of me with my mama. I talk the same, I act the same. It's no difference. My daughter, the same. It's not really a difference. So it's all kind of interconnected. Like my life is I get paid to live.
Yeah.
You know, so my
That's
life
dope.
is my work.
Yeah.
In essence. But I don't know what drives me. It's kind of like, it's one of those things you can't really explain. Some shit is just like in you. Like I just can't, I have to go for anything that comes to my mind that I'm like, I think I could do this.
Yeah.
I have to like see it through. Get it done. I have to.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. I never knew what it was. It's just always been kind of a force within me that's like, go, be something, be great.
So once you achieve that goal in your life, because you're saying like your life is your life, you are who you are. Once you reach a certain goal, are you already on to that next thing? Or like, for instance, me, like when I set a goal, I do it. And then it's like, how could I do it better? And what's next? Like, I don't want to ever stop. Is that similar to how you are?
Kinda. I just let it flow. You know, I just let it flow. I never get too constrained on anything. Like whatever kind of comes into my life through me doing the work, I go with that. You know, it's like building, you know, to have a pool, you got to dig a hole first and then you could put water in it. And then you could add lights around it. And then you could build palm trees, you know? So it's like, after you do a step, there's another step to be done, but that's not usually opened up until you do that first step.
But are you stressing about getting the pool after the hole's dug? Like, or do you just let it go? No?
Yeah, I just be rocking. You know, there's always moments that come where you want to be somewhere you're not, or you haven't worked to be yet.
Yeah.
And I think we all have, you know, that's a byproduct of us all. There's some mornings I wake up and I feel like I'm not where I should be. But really that statement is I'm not where I didn't work to be.
Yeah.
You know, and when you have that realization of like, okay, well, if you want to be there, there's more to do.
That's dope. So do you keep your schedule busy, like touring or doing shows, or do you try to like exercise different things?
I don't enjoy touring. So I try to stay home as much as I can. But when I'm home, I work. You know, just like everybody else, work every day. I work every day. I'm at the schools. I'm doing interviews. I'm present. I'm with my daughter. I'm with my mom. I handle merch. And hey, so I'm home, but I'm always working and building something still.
Got it. So our brand is TAF. It's Together as Family. I'm in the process of like starting the merch. What are some like pointers you could give me to make it a little bit easier for me. So I'm like at a point where I bought a bunch of clothes, creating designs. We'll have them printed. What are like the things that I should look out for to be cautious of? Because I mean, even your logo on there, it's dope. Like that's
it took a while to get to this. Embrace the process of growth. Embrace that journey of like a lot of my first merch I practically gave away. You know, like I wasn't making money on it. My production cost was what I was selling it for, and still I give away a lot of merch, you know, because my thing is like the marketing that comes from someone seeing someone in your shit. Yeah. So my thing is like, first, just make something that you're really proud of. Yeah. Be so proud of it that you're like, here, have this. Yeah. And I think that slowly and tangibly becomes a thriving business, but it has to be like that passion there. If it's just like, man, I want to make some money off of this, it's going to be a slow burn. Yeah. But embrace that process of growth. Like sometimes I see fans and like our first merch that was produced, like they've been supporting that long, and I'll be like, fuck, y'all bought that shit.
Hey, can you repeat that? Fuck.
Fuck. But it'd be like, man, they were supporting in, and it wasn't the best product. Yeah. And just knowing and accepting that, I know now that it's not the best product, but for then it was the best I had. It was the best I could give.
And they supported.
Exactly. So just embrace that process of growth and like, know that it's not coming overnight, and accept that and just kind of keep going for it.
That's dope. So back to the question prior, why don't you like touring, or why don't you, what bothers you about it? Just being away from home?
Yeah, and it's like tedious, and I can't get as much work done.
Got it.
Like when I'm home, I get so much done. I can edit. I can do everything I need to do on tour. Like it's just a tedious process, and a lot of people do shows at night. Yeah. Like on the Jeezy run, we've only doing 4 shows because it's like, I got to get back home. And, you know, the shows are at 9 at night and 10:30. My shows are at 2 p.m. Yeah. I don't do night shows. So it's literally a lifestyle switch for me and everything. And just, I don't like being gone that long. You know, my community needs me.
Yeah, I feel like night shows are hard for me too. Like,
it's rough.
Yeah, it's like you're waiting until midnight. You're like, damn.
You're waiting until midnight to have fun. It's like it's 9 p.m. and you want me to go give you my best energy. That's why we do 2 p.m. shows, because at 2 is like you feeling good, you ready, and by the time the show's over, you can still go chill. Like I'll be riding my bike after shows and chilling and shit, but after these, it's like you're done, you depleted, and then on tour, like you can't really eat right because the show's over super late, and now you starving, so you got to eat some bullshit. It's just it's a tedious thing. So until it's kind of re-innovated, that's why we just do one-off shows. So like I'll find a city I like, and it's like I'll pop into a show, then go home.
Well, then you're strategically planning a little bit of everything, so you make the most bread. Go back to your compound.
Do you drink?
Nope. Water.
Yeah. Smart.
Water. Oh, and these teas. Don't forget these teas.
And yerba. Yeah.
Do you or what were you doing in the Giants Stadium? I did see something real quick, but I didn't really look into it.
So the SF Giants reached out and contracted us to lead their marketing campaign for 2025.
Wow.
So next year we're gonna have the anthem, and all the commercials and stuff that you see is gonna be shit that we get to produce.
Well, you guys produce it in-house, huh?
Yeah.
That is dope. What did that feel like when they reached out?
Crazy, legendary, especially as a Bay Area kid. You know, you can't beat moments like that. It's like, you don't even think shit like that is possible growing up. Yeah. Like I've done so many things now that I never even knew. I never met anyone famous or successful when I was growing up. So a lot of this shit is really like, I'm still a fan. You know, I still wake up like, damn. Every day we have a moment where we like, damn.
Yeah. You're seeing your flowers.
Right?
Your flowers.
So to do shit like that is like, I never knew that was a possibility, especially for a little black kid from Vallejo. Wow. Never.
Do you take a moment and like, I know like our lives go so quick. I have a problem like taking a moment and realize what's going on around me. Do you do that?
Yeah, I live in them. Like sometimes when I'm on stage, I'll stop and, you know, just kind of soak in that. And when I'm on the side watching, or if I'm outside just sitting, like I live in that state of just like, bringing it in. Like here, when I came and I seen the trampoline, that was that for me. Yeah. Like when you throw everything down and you go jump on the chair, that's that moment of like, wow.
I think even down to you taking a second to answer questions, like you taking that conscious second to answer a question, which I think is super dope.
Yeah.
Being in the moment is so important.
Yeah, and I like how you said when you go to venues, you guys just be wilding like grown kids.
We running around, giggling up and down the stairs. It's really dope though, because like we provide an energy in a space that don't be existent. A lot of people, I don't know what it is now, but we just kind of in a different state of society where people are kind of scared to be themselves and be free. And we be all over the place, running, laughing, screaming. Like you hear us. If we there, you hear one of us laughing, and it's like we enjoying the life that we've earned.
Yeah.
The energy is definitely contagious, because let me tell you, I was so nervous. And the second you like just go from the front door to the backyard and do a flip on our trampoline was like, oh, he's real people.
Y'all house was so nice. And when we pulled up and seen the toys, I was so excited. I came and rang the door. I rang the doorbell myself. I was like,
I'll be watching that back.
well, I got nervous when we sent the address. So Dee's our manager too. So I was like, what do we like? Do we send the address? And if you pull it up on Google, it looks like shit. I'm like, fuck.
That's hilarious. No, we don't look at none of that shit. Like we literally, until we get there, we never know what we walking into. Like
Smart.
we do some pre-vetting, but if it feels good and it's like they're regular, I figure it out when I get there. Exactly.
It's better that way. I did see an interview where I had to switch it. You just look like, get me the fuck out of here.
Oh, I seen that. I know what you're talking about. Was it a girl?
I don't know who it was. I didn't see the person interviewing, but you were like this in the camera. Next. I'm like, all right, I'm switching this shit. Fuck that. That's
he did watch an interview. He's like, well, we can't ask these couple questions because I just heard it on that interview.
The last one that dropped was People in Your Backyard. He's a artist too, and his wife was there.
Baby Gas.
Yeah. So I watched that one the other night, and I was stoned, and I'm like, dude, they have all our questions. So I'm like, it's a husband and wife. What the fuck? So I literally deleted everything and restarted.
That's fire.
So I see you. They told me to wait till the end, but I got to throw this in there. So I see you're always wearing Crocs. Mama went out yesterday, bought us all Crocs.
We already had Crocs. I'll show you how dirty they
fresh
are, though.
Pairs for the show.
We already had Crocs, but these are fresh pair.
And these ones that you wear are way more comfortable than like the old school ones.
I told him I got him Crocs. He's like, I already have Crocs. And I said, no, but I got you the ones that I seen that he was wearing.
He's new.
So how did I seen you sign with them or did a deal with them? How did that even come to?
Through work, through just supporting and showing love without any expectation of return. And for years, people was like, man, you got to get your own because Crocs ain't right. They should have been here. And we just waited it out. And it was like, if they show up, they show. I really love Crocs. Yeah. So I never thought when I was wearing Crocs that I would get a deal because I was just a regular nigga wearing Crocs, And it's like my love for that grew into it. And by the time they reached out, there's like, we've been hearing your name for years. We finally got a campaign that aligns and it feels right. So they were always watching. So I'm grateful during that time. I never became bitter. Like they should be messing with me because I was never entitled to that.
Well, it kind of goes back to what you're saying. You're just yourself. You ain't trying to do it for promo. You're wearing Crocs because you feel comfy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Do you remember your first Croc experience? Like when you seen them, you're like, yeah, I'm taking
I do. My daughter's aunt had got me some for my birthday. And it was like, I ain't putting those goddamn shoes on. Because it's like black people don't wear Crocs historically, like for years. Like them fucking hospital shoes. But I finally got in there. And it was like, I didn't want to take them off. They just felt that good. And it was like, oh, yeah, we in here. After that, it's just been paired. Now I probably have
every color,
style, the ones I like. Yeah, the exclusive shit. Yeah.
So from the TAF family, from our family to you, you don't got a Croc like this. Check it out. It's our gift from us to you.
It's a crocodile. You gotta open it slow. Wow. Look at that. That is crazy. A croc chain.
It even, look at the bottom, it says like where it's made, the size, like it's legit.
Wow.
That's for you. I know you don't really fuck around with jewelry a lot.
I do not, but this is really special.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I was just recently, I was just at a company that we work with, Ethica. You know, I love them over there. And we've been like working with them on content, clothing, and everything. And the owner just tried to give me a chain, and I was like, no, I'm not taking that chain. I don't want that chain. But this is really, this can get framed because this is, we were just talking about. I was like, I don't wear chains, but I was like, we could have framed it. This is fire.
Yeah. So we sent it to our jeweler, and he was like, oh, the Croc logo. I'm like, can you do the shoe? And he just started, so he does it with he starts the form with a 3D printer. It's a cool process. It looks like all plastic.
This is hard. Look
and then he'll silver it and diamond it.
Yeah, I gotta hold it up.
And then the first chain, so when I got it, I was so excited. I put it on one of the kids.
This is crazy.
And the chain broke.
Bussin'. Not the croc chain, no.
The detail on it is crazy.
Yeah. Who's your jeweler?
I even
plug Donnie the jeweler.
Donnie the jeweler. You heard? It's not the same.
I even told him, I was like, he doesn't wear jewelry. He's like, I don't care. I'm getting it.
Dude, when he showed me the 3D edit, I was like, yo, we got to get it.
Yeah, this is special. This is a special piece.
Yeah. It's for you. We appreciate you coming on.
Gratitude.
Too. Thank you.
That's
what else
cool.
we got?
This can't only be y'all second episode. This is really great. Y'all got to keep going.
You think so?
That's
y'all
really
got to
nice.
keep going.
Thank you. I
That's
get
very
fucking
encouraging.
nervous.
This is honestly what he's like. I don't know if you were out there when I was saying it, but we have had this set up for a long time. And it's just sat in boxes outside because he's always wanted to interview. And it's always like, we try to do a podcast just with us and we're like, hey, this is weird. You know,
this is good. And y'all questions are formatted like you genuinely care and want to know the answer.
Well, that's why I gave her the iPad. Because me, like, I'm trying to read, trying to listen. I'd rather just indulge in the conversation. And whenever it's done, it's done. I could probably pull more questions off like a conversation than I'm dyslexic. So I'll be reading shit. And I'm like, oh, fuck what I say. Like, I'm trying to remember what I was reading versus just vibing. You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, so there is a part for your song. So I did listen to a lot of your shit.
Come on.
So the Field Effect 2, My Angel song, who's that about?
My Angel is about one of my best friends from high school. She ended up getting charged with murder. She was facing a life sentence over a crime that she didn't commit.
Yeah.
But they were, just a lot of murky water within it. And there had been a law had changed. I think it was 2012 or 2011 or 2012.
Yeah.
2014. One of these later, 2014, 2015 maybe.
Yeah.
But a law had passed and her lawyer ended up finding out about it and they was able to get her out. And she was facing a life sentence.
Wow.
A life sentence. So she was able to get out and she completely changed her life and like got a great job. And she actually just hit me the other day because she wants to do a doc on the story. So when I get home, we're actually going to shoot that piece. So yeah, this is
because in the part of the song you said like real smile, like you must have gave her a hug 2019.
Bro,
right?
I had a show. I hadn't seen her in years because she was locked up since like 2012. All the way till that 2019 show, I ended up having a show. We got booked for like a festival in Oakland.
Yeah. And
I'm rapping and she pops up.
In the crowd?
In the crowd.
Oh, shit.
Front of the crowd. And I'm like, I'm doing the set and I'm like, oh, shit. During the set. And it was
so
just
you look
like,
down and you see her?
Bro.
That's crazy.
Wildest moment ever. And this is like someone that you think you're never going to see again.
Wow.
So then that inspired you to go back and write?
No, I wrote the song before that.
Oh,
wow.
Shit. Crazy.
That's wild. So the next one is Hidden Animosity. So I listened to this one so many times. Who's that about, if you could say?
I can't even share. I can't even share that one.
that one's deep.
He knew it. He was like, I'm just gonna ask.
Yeah, because I've been in positions where I could be put on to create a faster come up, but hindsight's 2020. So as I was doing it organically, it was way better. But in that moment, I'm like, motherfucker, why didn't you X, Y, and Z? You know what I mean? So I'm assuming that's how you felt with whoever it's about. Like, yo, put me on.
hidden animosity is written from 3 different perspectives. Yeah.
I gotta indulge.
Yeah.
I gotta indulge again. I thought it was one perspective.
Nope.
That's fucking deep.
Nope. It's 3 different stories intertwined in 3 different perspectives.
I'm gonna re-listen to that. Silence Won't Save You. Dollar to the Rich. Album. Yeah, it was dope. Dollar to the Rich. In this song, you say he's selling books and rhyme spitting. Have you written a book?
Have I written a book?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 2.
No.
Really?
Yeah, my first book was called The Bullshit We Tell Ourselves, and my second book is called Limitless, which you can buy on my site right now.
So how did you even come across, like, what was your thought? Like, yo, I'm going to write a book. Like
that was it.
That was it.
And then I wrote a book that same day.
Did you actually pen and paper, or do you tell?
No, pen to the paper. I wrote it all, and then like my first one, I wrote it all. I remember me and my daughter's mom was sitting in my garage, and I wrote them all. She ended up typing them up on a computer. I found a manufacturing company, printed them up, sold them literally within the next few days.
How many pages?
I think that one was probably like only like 30, 40 pages, and then Limitless is probably like 80 pages.
How did you do in school? Did you do good?
We were just talking about this shit with my mama. I did well in school all the way until middle school. You know, like in elementary school.
So the easy shit.
Listen.
We all did good in elementary.
No, I was superb though. Like I was in second grade helping the 5th graders, you know. Like I excelled exceptionally. And then, you know, middle school is just like you start kind of falling you start experiencing like the world around school and the people. And then by high school, I was really like checked out, especially because I've always been a bit more advanced. But when you grow up in the hood and you advance, there's not really a curriculum to assist you in that. You just end up in the same classes. Or if you end up in advanced classes, you're within a community that you don't really resonate with or associate with.
That's interesting.
It's kind of like I had advanced classes my freshman year of high school, and I wanted to get out of them because it was like, I don't resonate here. None of my niggas in here. This teacher don't understand. We don't even, you know, so it's like you don't have the resources around you to help cultivate that type of being advanced. So I kind of like clocked out early, and I was just writing raps and doing my thing.
Did you graduate?
I did, but I graduated from a continuation school.
I did too.
Yeah.
I went to 4 high schools.
Come on, man. You know,
I had a problem. So I was the same way. So as soon as I hit high school, I was like, all these these girls around. I'm like, oh shit. And then my brain just got distorted. I went 5 high schools, and then I graduated when it was like, my brain clicked like, yo, I got to get this done. You know what I mean? That's similar.
Yeah, I wanted to be done early, but my mom was adamant on like, you know, you need to graduate.
That's
and
good.
Was like,
I'm just out of curiosity. You don't have a neurotypical brain. Do you have any form of ADHD?
Shit, I don't know.
Not trying to label you or anything.
I don't know. I've never went to find out.
I just feel like, so I'm super ADHD, and I just always feel like when I connect with somebody, or I could hear them and see them and understand them, and their brain works differently, I always am just so curious if it's because their brain is similar to my brain, which I know funny. I'm a total ADHD here.
This nigga got ADHD.
I know him when I see him, but I'm definitely not a doctor. I'm just curious because you definitely don't have like a neurotypical brain.
That's hilarious. I don't know.
Well, look into it and let me know. Get back to me.
What about 5 love languages? You ever take that test?
Mm-mm.
No? Explain that a little bit.
Well, just like, because I don't know where like relationships fall in your life right now. Like if you're in a relationship or if they're even a priority to you right now. But like him and I, in our relationship, like, you know, everybody's fucked up. But something that we read or really tried to do in the beginning of our relationship is figure out like how each other wants to be loved or how they need to be loved to be seen. So that's like one of our things is, and every couple of years we have to retake it because it kind of changes, but there's like physical touch, quality time, words of affirmations, gifts.
Acts of service.
And acts of, nice. Damn, I love you. an acts of service. So like you could take this test and it can kind of tell you like how you are best felt like being loved or whatever. So
or loving somebody else,
or how you love somebody else. Yeah. But I don't know if you're in a relationship.
Sweet.
I don't know. I don't know if you're in a relationship or if that was something that you know, put in a priority list of, you know, the things that you're working on or in your life.
I think I know how I like to be loved. I know what I enjoy, you know, and what makes me feel good. So,
well, I listed the 5. Did one of them stick out?
all of them.
All of them.
Yeah, I think for all humans, I think the people who think they don't enjoy one of those are like, it's through trauma. Yeah. Like people who are like when I met T, can I share? When I met T, she was like, I'm not really into affection. I don't like affection or nothing. And you know, like I'm a hugger and shit. And it's like, that's not real. Like no one not likes of it. Like my mama's like, you know, I like hugs, but I don't like when people hug me too long. It's like, that's a trauma response to some shit. People who don't like hugs is like, you're experiencing something. That's not like a thing. So I think all of those acts of love are like, every human love all of those.
Wait, hold on. When you guys walked in, I shook your hand and you hugged me.
You're healing some inner child trauma.
Let's get it.
You're healing some inner
be hugging people now.
Yeah,
you know,
look
like
at that.
I've really been able to recondition like my family and my homies. And Splash was a completely different nigga when he came around, but it's like I was a completely different person at one point, and we've had to completely recondition. Like for me to be able to cultivate a friendship with one of my best friends that I grew up with, who means the world to me, I had to learn how to like hug and love and like embrace. And it's like, we didn't even have that. And it was like, if he would have died, it would have broke me to pieces. And we couldn't even hug because we was too like masculine or didn't understand. You feel me? So it's like, I think all of those languages are everybody's language of love. It's just some people run from something because of how whatever trauma is associated with it.
Yeah, that's vulnerable.
How did you meet T and Splash? I see them in your videos constantly.
Well, Tieta used to strip, and I used to go to the strip. Nah, I'm fucking around.
He's like me. So that means I can be my real self? Because I met her at the strip club.
No,
That's why she's a dog. That's why she's a dog.
No, he did not.
The first time I met her, I met her titties, not her.
He's a liar. Cap.
No.
The only thing we're capping is them titties.
First of all, I had 4 kids. Ain't nobody trying to see me on a stripper pole. Thank you.
Hey, I am.
Okay.
I like that fupa.
Okay.
That fupa's like 2 in 1, you know what I'm saying?
The deal. That's a combo deal.
Hell yeah.
No,
and
but
Elliot's done. So
I was putting out music, like growing my shit. And Tieta found my shit in like what, 2020? 2021? 2020? Yeah, and Tieta used to always post my shit on IG. Like she'd be driving and shit and post my song. And this was early. I only had like a couple thousand followers. Early. Shit. So I used to always see it and just kind of repost. And then I had a new album coming. And I was like, bruh, come check this shit out. Because she was always posting my shit. It was like, shit, you could tell people who have an early level of support of you that's beyond like the standard. When you don't have no motion and somebody like treating your shit like it's the world, you know? So I was like, come peep this shit. And we kind of hung out that day and we haven't stopped hanging out and building since. I remember I was just explaining what I was doing and she was adamant on helping and assisting, but I did everything at the time. I didn't want to pass no responsibility. So I wouldn't even really let her help. And one day she was like, bro, give me all the clips you got of all the shit you done. I'm finna get your shit popping. She came and took all the clips. I had hundreds of things. And she started posting my shit on TikTok. Probably within a week, viral.
Wow.
Russ seen it. Johnny Shite seen it. Then I did a seeding campaign. Viral again. Wallow reposted. It just started all growing. And as it started growing, we start building. I remember I was like, all right, if you want to help and you serious, you got to read these books. I had these business books that I had read front to back to learn everything. I gave them to her. I was like, if you serious, you got to read these books. She read the books, highlighted, came back with questions, everything. We've been growing the business since. Like I've 1,000x'd, you know, who I've been since meeting her. And beyond the business side, just as a human, like we see the world in a similar fashion. You feel me? So just on a human level, you need like somebody to give you checks and balances who is not for their benefit. It's not like I want you to be a better person because I benefit from you being a better person. It's like I want you to be a better person because you're a better person than you're being.
Yeah, you know? And somebody not scared to say, nah, that's not the right move. You're LaRussell, but no, it's not correct.
You feel me? Yeah. Like it's necessary. And then Splash is a recent addition. Splash has been here about 1.5 years now. I had did an interview. I got booked for an interview by someone, and it happened to be his uncle. And he was there filming. And he ended up showing me a video of some work he did. And this is like Splash, cracked ass phone. Like I couldn't even really see the video because the shit was all fucked up. But I was like, nigga, pull it up. I think I said pull it up on my phone because I couldn't even see it. Like it was that. But when I seen it, I was like, this shit kind of tight. Yeah. Give me your number. I'm going to stay in touch, right? And I just kind of kept on going out with my journey. And I remember me and T was having a talk one time and we like, man, we need somebody to document everything. Like we just building some shit that's too historic. We need somebody to document everything. Yes. And I text that nigga that it was probably like 2-3 a.m. I texted him and was like, come pull up on me. Let's have a talk. He came to my crib.
Same.
He came to my crib. I gave him a rundown of what I wanted and was doing. And I was like, man, what you want? Like you working, whatever. And he was like, yeah, I'm working. And I was like, man, all right, next week, let's start building. The next day I had a show. So I hit him. I was like, man, you down to come to the show? And nigga quit his job that day. And he ain't been back to work since.
So
Wow.
He's been with me since. Like every day week, man, we've really just ran and made this shit happen.
You guys post on YouTube too? Consistently?
Everything.
Hell yeah.
Everything.
What do you use to edit? Premiere?
So you edit, you film?
We all edit.
Or you all
and
edit?
we all film.
That's awesome. Love that.
Yeah, I'm still heavily in the field. Like if you see a post go up, it's me.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm still in there. Like we all work.
So did you learn that through all of that you can't do everything by yourself? That it's so important to have a team?
I can do everything by myself, but it's more efficient to have people help me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's easier to grow too because my biggest thing, I was in the same boat, but I just couldn't trust anybody. I had trauma issues, like to trust somebody to put out an invoice or do this, do that. I'm like, I don't know if it's going to be the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, cause with your touch, it's the way you want it. That's the hard part.
And I think that has to be earned. Like even just recently, like Tieta just recently started taking over bookings and emails and really, really managing me after all these years of us building because it took a process. Like I have to feel good about she's a representation of me. Yeah. So it's like when y'all email and you get a response, if somebody responds a certain way, your impression is going to be of LaRussell, or if you get a certain response. So it takes time for someone to like build that trust. But ultimately, like your greatest power is empowering someone else.
Yeah. So 1.4 million on Instagram. That's all organic?
All organic.
Yeah.
All organic.
How much did you have a year ago?
Like 500,000 or so. 600.
Damn.
Yeah.
Were you excited?
Awesome.
Were you excited?
So that's hard on Instagram.
I think I had like 3,000 or 4,000.
Damn.
3 years ago.
Yeah, that's 3 years ago?
2021.
Wow.
You got anything else? You got questions for us?
No, but I would like to share with y'all platform. Like this is really dope, and I'm honored and grateful to be here. Like just the energy walking into this space and being accepted and invited, and the energy and space that y'all cultivated between y'all people, like it just feels good. Like even me coming in, I felt so good that I went straight to the backyard. I didn't even really stop and talk to y'all. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna go, because you
Good
could
thing
tell
you picked up the dog shit.
You could tell a lot about people by just the things that they create in their world. Just seeing y'all address like that, I was like, oh, they kids like us.
Yeah,
like
for
the
sure.
fact that y'all thought to be creative like that, and seeing the trampoline in the back was just like, wow, they're one of us. And I'm so grateful we opened the door to do this, and y'all found me worthy of doing so and investing in. So gratitude.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. And I get in trouble from her all the time for being like a grown kid. Like it's business when it's business, but I'm running around here wild.
We playing. Yeah.
What are you doing? You're a kid. I'm like, just relax.
Don't ever put me out like that.
Well, I didn't meet you at a strip club. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, we appreciate you. Thank you. You're humble, genuine, smart as fuck. Your vocabulary is crazy.
Come on.
And you're going to put me onto those books that you said. Well,
100%. I'm so thankful that we talked the way that we did, because I know how my husband is, and he 100 will take from you, and it will play into his life. So I really appreciate it. Sometimes you don't want to hear it from your wife. You know what I mean? Like if I tell him to read something, he's going to be like, yeah, okay. But hearing you say it, I'm like, okay, he's going to read that for agreements.
That's all throughout life. You know, like when you're growing up and your parents be like, man, don't do that shit. And it's like, man. Yeah. But when someone who's not connected directly to the source kind of gives it, it just hits and resonates differently. That's why you need a community. For sure. That's why you need a community.
Yeah, and I think that's what, like, even us being nervous, second podcast, you're still so awesome, even with the nervousness. I love it. I enjoy it. Usually when I see somebody big, I'm like, shit.
Y'all did your thing. This is really
you did your thing.
Yeah, and thank you for helping with the energy too. Like, honestly, I think that made a huge difference.
There's some artists.
You might have to cut that part, but that's on the real.
You got to really fight to get it out. I'm like, y'all will really just sit here kind of like this the whole interview, you know. So
I seen that one. I was like, fuck. I seen you're like, I'm like, oh shit, he wasn't vibing that one.
You gotta have it. The energy has to be right.
How many times you walk out of an interview and you're like, fuck, or you just go with the flow?
It really seldom. Even the ones that are like not ideal, I'm generally positive. I'll always try to find the good within something. So you know, cool. Yeah. Do
you get scared of like saturating the market in the podcast industry with like the same questions or repeat?
I hate when people ask me the same questions, because I just feel like I have so much depth that you could get so much knowledge and information out of me if you ask the right things. It's kind of wasteful to bring me somewhere to just ask me basic shit that anyone else have asked. Yeah. You feel me? Like people don't really get to like grow from the experience. But you know, I always try to provide something insightful, even when it's debate. But now I've gotten to a point where, like, if someone asks me some of those basic questions, like, we'll just literally stop and be like,
come on, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think the least you could do when you have a guest is like research, or like really find intimate questions or things that you genuinely interested in. And a lot of people aren't doing that no more. They just want to have a platform, and you know, it's more about going viral than like having real conversation.
Yeah, which real conversation and connection is the best. You're 30 or 31?
I just turned 30.
You just turned 30, so I'm 34, and you inspire me so much, dude.
Fire.
At 30,
Fire.
Like when I'm listening to you and even your team, it like makes me want to go to our camp and like restructure, read books. Like, this shit's inspiring, bro. It doesn't matter the age, who you are, where you're at in life. You could always learn something.
That's how it should feel, and that's our goal. We was G-Eazy's been like, man, I want you on the rest of the tour, because he's felt the energy that we bring into the space, and like we cheer people on, and we like, you know, I'm big on just rallying for the people that I fuck with, and that, like I said, don't exist no more. You know, you even go to concerts now, and people are like, it's like, why the fuck you come here?
Yeah,
you know, it doesn't make sense, but it's like everyone's so scared to be judged, or so socially awkward, or so in their head about what's happening that they can't really enjoy the experience of being a human being.
Yeah. Well, I think even seeing people like on YouTube or Instagram or Netflix, and then you get in front of them like me, I'm like, damn, that's like for real. Like, it takes me a minute to be like, yo, he puts his pants on the same way I do.
Yes.
He's grinding the same way, like just focus. But for me, I'd be like that too. I'd be at a concert like, oh shit. She's like,
that's why I try very hard to break that barrier, because I don't like when people treat me inhumane, like I'm not a regular person, because sometimes you got to remind niggas that you a regular nigga. And it's like, bruh, it should never have to get to the point where you have to get to that point. But people do that because they see you as this celebrity, or they see you all the time and they think it's some difference. But it's like, no, I'm a regular human. I just rap well.
Yeah.
And he likes tea and fresh fruits.
And crops. Yeah.
I don't do that for my regular friends. No, I'm
just what's your diet? Because you said food is important. Like, what do you eat normally?
I be eating like shit, but I eat a lot of fruit and shit too. I love fruit, so I do fuck around with a lot of fruit. But I be eating like shit too. But I don't be eating like shit. I just
eat a lot of fast food.
Yeah, when we be out on road, but fast food.
Yeah, go to.
Oh, let me guess. Taco Bell.
In-N-Out.
We just had Taco Bell. Yes, In-N-Out. We fuck with those. But I fuck with Indian food. I really like when we home. We eat a lot of Indian food.
Yeah.
I fuck with fruit, ramen. I love ramen. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So, do you really still live in the hood?
Yeah.
Damn.
I love that.
Do I? Every night. Cyrus and shrooms every night.
How do you keep it safe?
How do I keep the hood safe?
Not the hood. Protecting yourself. Like you're
I'm protected by the universe. And I live with that. I walk around my hood every day. They love me. They see me. I'm outside. I'm not like a hidden celebrity. Like I'm from the hood and niggas see me every day. Niggas see me looking all types of ways. I'm outside in my shorts and my crop. We walking around the block. I'm out. My mama outside. You gonna see me. Like I'm really home all the time. So I'm universally protected. You know.
That's
and the day I'm not is the day I'm not supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen a post on your Instagram story the other day. Some lady was just driving. It was like, LaRussell's outside. And you guys were just shooting some content on the side of the street. That's crazy.
And that happens often. Like we shoot a lot of my viral pieces online have been shot in my neighborhood. We probably damn near all of our viral visualizers, we haven't left home. I'm outside all the time and people drive by and honk and get to witness and be a part of it. Like I'm big on, like I said, when I was growing up, I never seen nobody successful or famous. I didn't think that was a real thing. Like when I met Snoop Dogg, it was really like, oh shit. Like for a time in my life, I thought that people on TV was like almost fake.
Yeah.
It was like they just
like
exist
you have no access.
you know? So for me, it's like very important to be there. It's vital. Like when I go to the school and the kids see it's real, that changes your whole mind about what's possible and what you think you could become in your reality. Like
That's interesting.
It alters everything.
Yeah, because then they could say, yo, I could reach out. I could talk to LaRussell.
You're touchable. It makes them say, oh, I could make it too.
Tangible.
But when you go up your whole life and nobody ever made it from where you're from, you don't see nobody successful, famous, it's very hard to change your outlook to be like, I could make it and be successful.
Absolutely.
Like the highest thing you think you could be is whoever is the most, whoever having the most in your hood. And sometimes that's a detrimental path. Yeah. So it's important and vital for us to be home.
That's interesting.
That's awesome. I love that.
I love how humble you are. That's what it is. I think you should get humble tattooed across your forehead.
Yeah, absolutely.
What you guys think? That humble. Hey,
humble. Hey, the day you do that is the day you're no longer humble. Humble.
Yeah, telling everybody how humble you are.
I wouldn't even tell nobody nothing. I just point. You know what it is. Hey, on the thumbnail for this, just put humble right here. That's this episode title, Humble.
There you go, D. Yeah. You got that?
The humble rapper. That's the title of the episode.
I bet. Did he do it long enough for you? do it in like good letters, you know what I'm saying? Humble. Well, we appreciate it, guys. I know you guys got shit to do. Got a show tonight. We may go, we may not. We got 7 kids. I got to work tomorrow at my normal job. So last week we were filming all week.
If you don't, I'll be back and it'll be a daytime show.
Got it.
That way, that's why we try to do those. It's a lot easier on everyone.
Yeah, the nighttime fucks me up.
Man, same.
It fucks me up.
I'm with you. If I wasn't performing, I wouldn't be outside.
I'm like an old soul. By like 8 o'clock, I'm in bed. They make fun of me. You're already sleeping? Like, nah, I gotta rest.
Yeah, it's important. 20s.
So we think we're gonna send them, our daughters, and then other daughter and other son out there.
Fire.
See you guys.
Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching our interview with LaRussell. We had a good time. They were dope as hell. Can't wait to do that again with somebody else. Like, comment, subscribe.
Oh, we got the gold card. You guys even know what the gold card is?
Yeah, it gets us into every concert.
Listen. Next year, he's doing stadiums. We go in for free as long as we got that gold card.
That's dope.
Dude, we got a gold card?
Yeah, thank you guys.